Hello there, welcome to an episode of World of Warplanes with Ungainly Titan. Yeah, I'm trying World of Warplanes as well. Branching out into new areas. I've quite enjoyed World of Warplanes. It is a good deal of fun, even without having any real understanding of how the game is actually supposed to play out in terms of objectives, or even how to fly the planes. That said, flying the planes doesn't require an awful lot of knowledge. It is not a flight simulator by any remote standard. Basically, you point the mouse in the direction the plane will follow. It will bank, turn, elevate, decrease, whatever as appropriate. You have some limited control over acceleration, in that you can temporarily boost your speed by pressing the W key, but it looks like it's a temporary boost. And also you can overheat the engine, in which case you lose the ability to boost your speed. You can also temporarily slow down your airplane by pressing the S key. I've never really noticed whether the plane's going faster or slower. It's very hard. I suppose I should be watching the accelerator number. Not sure what the effective engagement ranges are. I'm probably well outside the effective range of my guns here. It looks like you vie for control of various locations on the map, and these locations look like in most cases they start out neutrally controlled. That is, they have organic air defences, both in terms of anti-aircraft guns, like you see there in front of me, and actually in terms of air defense aircraft, which are not belong to either of the player factions. The lesson from this little part of the video is I think that you need to take out the aircraft defending the location before you take out the ground-based defences. You can equip the plane with bombs and rockets as well to assist in taking out the ground-based defences. Air-to-air combat, yes, point the nose. The faster you move the mouse, the faster the plane turns. You can roll the plane by pressing the SA keys. Sorry, that is, you roll the plane by pressing the A and D keys. The W and S keys speed her up and slow it down. The actual airspeed seems to be controlled more or less by the pilot. Obviously, if you dive, you accelerate, and I think if you climb, you slow down somewhat. Evasion, as far as I can tell, seems to be best done by turning as tightly as possible and go up or down, depending on what you have room for. If you don't go down too low, you get caught up with the ground air defences as well. So you have flak shooting at you as well as other airplanes. Not exactly the best of things that you want to happen. You can seem to respawn as often as you can until such time as you can no longer respawn, which is always excused by a squall line coming in and cutting you off from reinforcements. The other lesson I've learned so far is that you have a better chance of surviving and shooting down aircraft if you're in the airspace with the most friendly fighters. That if you're outnumbered by enemy aircraft, your survival time is really short and does not improve, and maybe if you get really good you can get very efficient at shooting planes down so that you can clear the sky around you of enemy aircraft. Other than that, yes, point the mouse, the plane will follow. The degree and clarity of which the plane follows, I suppose, depends to a certain extent on the performance characteristics of the plane in terms of the game. But stuff like the degree to which you have to bank to turn the plane, for instance, is taken care of by the pilot. You don't have to worry about it. And in fact, it seems to me you can roll the plane well beyond an efficient banking into like areas where the plane should possibly be stalling or side slipping or various other things that happen in real life, and it doesn't seem to affect the plane overly much in the game. I assume friendly fire is on, that if you shoot down a friendly plane, it will take damage. You have a sniper mode to assist you in shooting down enemy planes. I'm not sure if it helps. Might help with sort of longer ranges, but I'm not sure if it's a good idea at closer ranges, and I'm not sure if it makes a whole lot of difference. Because you have to lead something that's twisting and turning in 3 dimensions. It's not like ships or tanks that can just twist and turn one dimension. They're going either away from you or close you, across your front or whatever to various degrees, but the airplanes are doing it in 3 dimensions. So a lot of the time you're kind of hose piping your ammunition onto the target. Like you see massive ground explosions there. I think they had anything to do with me. That plane may have dropped bombs. You research the planes the same as in World of Tanks PC, in that you buy individual components and modules so you can get improved hulls, improved engines, better control surfaces, so on and so forth. Collision warning pops up just now, and don't know whether I missed that radio mast entirely by the skin of my teeth, or whether I took some damage. It looks like I missed it mostly. You can crash into other airplanes as well. You can take damage from clipping off of or swiping bits of other airplanes, because I've done so in previous games. Some of the other stuff that pops up, I'm not too sure what it means. I do know that the circle indicators with the stars seem to me to be control, levels of control over the various objectives on the map. There's usually 4 different objectives, and as far as I can tell, if you control the majority of those objectives, or if you have the majority control over the majority of those objectives, you probably will win the game, although you probably need to control some objectives totally in order to win. I've had a fairly limited trial run of it so far, and I've ran it with a software video capture rather than a hardware video capture setup. It seems to be okay. I've noticed that the loading screens can be quite long, but I'm not sure whether that's intrinsic to the game or whether it's a problem with my internet or a problem with my PC. I do know that I've had problems the last 24 hours because my hard drives are overfull, and this has been causing me problems with my PC and with the loading and unloading of software. So I need to do a bit of housekeeping on some of my hard drives. Too much video footage from World of Tanks and various other video projects that I've been at over the last couple of years. I'm a complete pack rat when it comes to data in particular. I have data that I've kept since the 90s at this point, still on the hard drives on my current PC. They just get swapped and copied from one PC to the next, and most of it is probably rubbish that I haven't looked at in years, and there's actually no consequence. I am after losing a large chunk of data recently with an external network drive that I was using. Now, it wasn't a sophisticated network area storage with proper backup and RAID mirroring and that kind of stuff, and most of the content is stuff that I definitely haven't looked at in over a year. So it's probably of no real importance that it's gone. But that's the kind of person I am. I tend to hoard stuff forever until the physical media that's on just falls apart. When you die, you obviously can see the kill camera of the guy who killed you. You can go onto teammates' views, you can follow them, or you can look at them from the front. And I think you can also look at them as kind of a free camera, and you can show or not show the minimap, which goes into a very large size to give you, I suppose, a better tactical appreciation of what's going on when you're dead. Obviously, at this point, I'm not respawning. I can't respawn because I've gone past the point where respawn's allowed. And then the game ends, and I've cut off a bit there as well, just to reduce the amount of time that we spent faffing about, and then I return to the hangar. I mean, that 1 in the oak leaves means that I actually got number 1 on my team by experience. And as far as I can see, the average battle duration is around 10 minutes. The hangar load screen here is quite long, as I was saying. This is one of the reasons I was saying about the load screen sometimes being quite long, but I'm not sure whether that's just an artifact of either my internet or the performance of my PC at the time. But I know I had some stuff that had been opened excessively long periods of time, so I consider about a memory leakage on internet browsers. Both Microsoft Edge and Chrome seem to me to be pretty poor at memory management in recent times, and they actually leak memory gradually over time. So when you get to the garage, the hangar, as you can see, you got my personal score, you got the team score. I think you probably can expand those out and look at a certain amount of the information by individual players. I seem to have done well, but I didn't do as well as the top guy that did well on the other side. That was a 13,380, like it's a way bigger number than mine. I will try and do a proper review later, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please press like if you did, and consider giving the channel a subscription if you haven't already done so, and I'll catch you again soon.